as Christian women specifically, there is a thin line between desiring marriage and idolizing it. Hello, beautiful woman of God. Welcome back to another Tap In with TK. My name is TK. And I am super excited that you are here for yet another banger. If this is your first time watching, here we talk about all things under the umbrella of being a daughter of God, specifically nurturing your godly femininity, walking in your kingdom marriages, and how to just be the essence in all that God has called you to be. I always say getting back to the original design. And so if that sounds like something you are interested in, girl, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified every single time a banger drops. If this is not your first time, welcome back, girl. I missed y'all so much. And yes, today, girl, is one of them ones. We gonna dive all the way in. I'm not gonna waste a whole lot of time. Today, we're talking about 5 signs you could be idolizing marriage. Now, the reason why I'm making this video, first and foremost, if you do not know, I am a femininity and wives coach. I help women nurture their godly femininity while still honoring their individuality and help them propel into their kingdom marriages. With being a wives coach, I talk to so many different types of women, from younger than me, my age, to older, to single, dating, engaged, married, or divorced. And I have learned quite a bit along the way. And one of the things through coaching and education I've learned is that as Christian women specifically, there is a thin line between desiring marriage and idolizing it. And I want to give you these signs in hopes that you are extremely mindful that you don't fall into any of these categories so that you can actually propel into your kingdom marriage. This is like a warning from Coach TK, okay? A warning just to say, hey, you might want to be mindful of these things. And maybe you're a married woman and you're watching, you're like, girl, I kind of feel like I did idolize marriage, but I'm already married. It's okay to still know these things because you cannot heal what you refuse to face. You have to get to a place where you sit with yourself and you say, maybe I did, or yeah, I did. Yeah, I relate to these signs. And that is what I did. That does not mean that all hope is lost. That doesn't mean that. It just means you might want to have an authentic conversation with yourself and with the Lord and then move forward. Instead of continuously being discontent with the decision that you made, you can actually face the decision and let the Lord redeem it. Let the Lord redeem your marriage. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. Number 1, right out the gate, everyone you meet is your husband and you over spiritualize dating. If you have ever said that somebody was your husband and they ended up marrying someone else, or that man ain't nowhere near around you, or you're calling prophets to figure out the prophecies of your marriage, you are fasting for your husband continuously, you are just hyper fixated on meeting your husband everywhere you go, it could be a sign you're idolizing marriage. You become obsessed with the idea of having a boyfriend, of having a partner, and imagining everywhere you go, you could meet the one. Now, the reason why this is such a red flag or a sign that you're idolizing marriage is because every sign that I'm about to share is deception from the enemy. It is a distraction. It is the counterfeit. So you're going to a prayer meeting and you are doing all you can do to look the way you want to look because you just hope to find your husband, when God is sending you there to maybe pray for a sister, or maybe you are supposed to pray for a man, but it's just supposed to be your brother in Christ. You were just supposed to give him a word and lead him to the Lord. Instead, you decided to date your assignment and then marry him. I don't want that for you, sis. So everywhere you go, you are hoping to meet the one, the one. When you go over here, the one. You can't even enjoy events because you are searching the whole room to find the one. This could be a sign you're idolizing marriage. Okay. Number 2, discontentment with singleness / excessive daydreaming. You feel incomplete and dissatisfied with your single season, constantly daydreaming about finding your partner or being with your partner. This can look anywhere from sexually daydreaming about your wedding night, right? Finally being able to get it in, excessively daydreaming. You're in a car and you're just imagining your man is in a passenger seat. You're just consistently daydreaming how he'll hug you, how he'll kiss you, how he'll love on you. Excessive daydreaming, right? And when it comes to being discontent with your singleness, a lot of women aren't even aware that they are. Let me explain some signs to you. Constantly complaining about your dating life, being discontent with men is even a sign of discontentment with singleness because it reveals a scarcity mindset that you have with dating. See, as a daughter of God and as a woman of God, you understand that everything that is yours as long as you're in alignment with God. Matthew 6:33, you seek the kingdom of God first, all will be added. So when you are in alignment with God, there is no scarcity mindset. Everything that's yours, it is yours and more. Because the word also says that he will do the exceedingly, the abundantly in all you can ask or think. So when you are having a scarcity mindset, all men are this, they all that, every dating experience you have ends up terrible. You're telling me that you've never been on a date with a man of God, and maybe y'all didn't work out, but it didn't end in a beef. It didn't end in you sleeping with him and having a soul tie, and now you hate him. Every dating experience is bad. This is a sign you are idolizing marriage because your discontentment is what is attracting the distractions. It's what is attracting the counterfeits. It can also look like comparison to wives. And I've heard this. TK, you got a husband, you ain't got an X, Y, and Z. TKC, you got a man, you ain't got a da 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 da. Just because I have a man don't mean that I'm more whole than you. The whole point is that you should be whole before you even get married. You should be one and content with God before you even get a man. Because all that discontentment that you have in singleness, when you marry, it's going to magnify times 10. The very things that you are trying to feel with a man will still be there because it's not you being discontent with men, it's your discontentment with God. And the enemy is trying to distract you by idolizing marriage, thinking that that is going to solve the gap, the space, the hole that you have. Discontentment with singleness, huge sign that you are idolizing marriage. Number 3, and wait, this is a big one, so I'm gonna spend some time on this. Excusing and overlooking major red flags / your non-negotiables. You ignore or rationalize significant issues and red flags in your potential partners, prioritizing the idea of marriage over compatibility and shared values. I have witnessed so many women marry their red flag, marry their non-negotiable. I have listened and heard out of the mouths of women, I don't want to marry a man that had a domestic violent past, and literally marry a man that went to jail for 6 months for beating up his ex-wife. This is a sign you've idolized marriage. There are so many men that literally say, I don't even know if she likes me. I think she just wanted to get married. Why? Because you've prioritized the idea of marriage above the compatibility of the actual man you're married to. This is a sign you're idolizing marriage. You don't even like him. As my friend would say, you're just excited and accepting that you have a warm-blooded male figure in your home. You're finally happy that you're off the market. You're finally happy that you can have conviction-free intimacy. You are not supposed to get married just so you can stop being out here bad. You are not just supposed to get married because you're 30 and it's time to get off the market. You are not just supposed to be getting married because all your friends got married. Oh, I just married him because I didn't want to be the only single one. I just married him because I was turning 30 and I knew I needed to have kids by 33. I just married him because it's something that I always wanted. Sis, he is your walking red flag. He is your personalized counterfeit. And you didn't see the counterfeit because you're idolizing marriage. And when you're idolizing marriage, you are in opposition of what God has for you. You're partnering with the enemy and saying, hey, give me everything that I need to destroy me. This is the dangers of idolizing marriage. I don't talk about this because I think it's spicy and it's going to give me clicks. I'm talking about it because I coach divorced women that married their red flag. And guess what? Every single one of them knew they were not supposed to marry the man that they married. But because they idolized marriage, they prioritized getting married over actually having a kingdom marriage. They ended up divorced. I'm gonna say something real spicy. I strongly believe that this is why 75% of divorces are filed by women. I think that most women idolize marriage. They ignore red flags. They ignore that the man that they're dating is absolutely all the things on their non-negotiable list, and they still go through with it, hoping that the potential in their head is who he'll become to be. And then you find out 5 years later, 3 kids later, that he is exactly who he was when you were dating him. And now you done glowed up and filing for divorce. I don't want that for you, sis. I don't want that for you, woman of God. I want you to be bold enough, wise enough to believe that God got you enough, that the man that he has for you, his son, is being prepared so that y'all can have a kingdom marriage and not just a marriage. Okay, number 4, the fourth sign that you could possibly be idolizing marriage is when you start dating, your life stops. Your purpose, your dreams, your goals, everything takes a back seat. And this man is who you're hyper fixated on, especially if you're dating potential and not reality. So your whole dating experience, your whole engagement is trying to build him up to be the man that's in your head. So because you have to focus so much on making this man become something he's not, you've put everything that God's called you to do on the back burner. This reveals your desperation for marriage. Yeah, it takes a lot to make a human be who he's not. It takes a lot of focus to literally create a human, a grown man, and try to flip him. And guess what? After you get done doing all that work, forcing him to be what's in your head, he's going to still be the same person. I want to say this, woman of God, there is a thin line between nurturing, encouraging, motivating, helping a man be who God has called him to be, and manipulating a man to be who you need him to be for you. And I think so many Christian women blur those lines and we slide into manipulation and witchcraft real quick. That man is not called to be who you want him to be up in your head. See, this is what this is what happens. We date the potential. We talk the whole dating process. We just run in our mouths. We just want to get married. We like them a little bit and don't let us get a little bit of pain. Then we really ain't going back and you end up marrying the potential. You end up seeing the real version of who he has always been. And again, now you're filing for divorce. Now you're upset. Now you're mad at him. Now you're resenting him. Let me tell you something. Resent yourself. Go ahead and sit with yourself and say, I knew this. It's not a woman I met that done married somebody and been like, I had no idea he was like this. See, when you get penis, you go in the euphoric fog, as my husband calls it. You get in that euphoric fog where those red flags, they start looking like a real sexy pink. You're like, I like my man wearing pink. You know, he look good in that pink. That's a red flag. But because you got some peen, it's pink now. Okay. Peen make red flags pink. That's why you don't need the peen before you say I do, because you'll be in that euphoric fog and marry your counterfeit. And the enemy's like, yes, perfect. Got her. Now let's go ahead and get them in some kids so they can have another broken home. This is a sign you've idolized marriage. Last sign, using your single season to prepare to be a wife, but not a daughter. Avoiding the actual work of personal growth, all your personal growth and personal development. The reason why you're reading books, you're going to class, you're doing all those things is so you can be a wife. Not so you can be a daughter, a good daughter of God. Not so you can become the leader that God has called you to be. No, you just want to be a good wife. All the work that you do, if you do any, is for your husband, your future husband. Or maybe you don't do it at all. Maybe your whole process of being single has just been preparing to be a wife. This is a sign you've idolized marriage. Now listen, the whole point of this video is to make you aware so that you can clearly see how this is straight up a plan from the enemy to distract the daughters of God. So many women of God are called to beautiful, bold things, to destroy the kingdom of darkness, to partner with the Lord. But this is an area that the enemy takes women out so easily. When you realize these things, I'm not sharing this stuff with you for you to feel bad or for you to feel some type of way or for you to be offended. I'm telling you this to expose the enemy's plans for your life. Baby, who you marry is everything. Who you marry can literally make or break your life. And if you are so obsessed with just putting on a dress, you are the easiest person for the enemy to deceive. It's not about the dress. It's not about the honeymoon. It's not even about the sex that you can have. It's about the kingdom work. It is about propelling and pushing forth God's plan through the reflection of who he is, which is the covenant. The enemy knows how powerful kingdom marriage is. He knows what that tool can do here on earth. So if he can keep you idolizing and in a scarcity mindset, and I'm getting old and not having faith and not believing that what is yours, honey, marrying a counterfeit is just the beginning of the destruction of your life. Then you have kids with the counterfeit. And now we're talking about generational cycles and habits that didn't have to happen if you just would have recognized, okay, I always say this as well to my clients. I told a client before, you don't even need to be dating. Where you are at emotionally, you don't even need to be dating, sis. This is your season to fall in love with God and yourself, not a man. That deficit that you're dating from is the exact thing that the enemy looks for to bring a counterfeit. So I pray that this video blessed you. I pray that it has opened your eyes. Share this with a sister. Share this in y'all group chats. Let it bless someone. I want to know down below, have you ever been in a season where you possibly idolized marriage? If so, did you fall in any of these signs? Maybe you were the one that everywhere you went, you hope to meet your husband, or maybe you've excused red flags before and you got out. Thankfully, you didn't marry him, but you got out, but you realized, dang, that's why I don't ignore red flags. I would love to know, help the ladies out in the chat. If y'all dare to just keep it 100, this is the space for that. If y'all know me by now, I'm gonna give it to you raw, transparent, and straightforward, because that's the only way that we can actually move forward. Pretending to not have the issues that you actually have is also another setup for the enemy to deceive you. Keep your eyes open, woman of God. I pray this video blessed you. Let me know how y'all feel about it down below, and I can't wait to see you on the next video. Until next time, bye, girls.